Good morning and welcome in, love. Welcome in. My name is Ja. Thank you for allowing me to be your oracle today. All right. Go ahead and get the energy right. All right. I really pray that everyone is being patient with themselves and allowing themselves time and space to heal. That was the message from Spirit today. So I feel like the message will be more on that topic. Yeah, what flew out is the Tower card. So some of you have had something that's maybe uprooted you recently, has really shook you to the core, has really tested you. Sorry, I don't mean to laugh. I can resonate with this. Yeah, with this Tower card, something has really brought you into like a new awareness. It's jolted you awake about something. And you've probably had to take a step back since then. Yeah, I just keep hearing the message of be patient while things unfold. Like the tower had to fall, like things in your life had to fall the way they did, but the beauty is in the way that it fell. Like the things that needed to fall out of your life fell with the tower. So there might not be much standing left, but the things that are standing is what you're supposed to, the things that are left standing is what you're supposed to build with. So whoever is still with you, whatever possessions you still have, whatever resources you still have, those are the things you're meant to move forward with, if that makes sense. It's like the things that you lost, don't even try to find them, because Spirit has brought this tower in your life to remove those things. So whatever's left, work with that, start from that. Those are the building blocks. And this might just be like within yourself, It's not until destruction happens, disaster happens, that you find out how strong you are. So it's like, because this thing happened, maybe you're realizing that you're stronger than you thought you were, or that you have more support than you thought you did, or that the support is coming from places that you didn't see would happen, like the people that you thought would support you, or the things that you thought would hold you together weren't, but they were over on a different in a different way. Does that make sense? What else about the Spirit? Yeah, with the Nine of Wands, this is talking about resilience, like your resilience. Nine of Wands talks about perseverance and just like standing your ground. It's crazy because I feel like this tower moment is bringing you closer to success. This happened for a reason. I mean, and everything does, but Spirit wants you to see this as a blessing. I know that sounds weird because you're probably sitting in the middle of something really uncomfortable, but that's truly the only way that we grow as humans, is when we're faced with uncomfortable situations. So you're meant to be resilient at this time. Know that you're closer to success. Know that you're closer to the thing that you're meant to do or what you're meant to have because of this. This happened for you and not to you, is what I'm hearing. Anything else, Spirit? And again, tying it into the earlier message is that you're meant to be patient at this time. You might not have all the answers, but Spirit is giving you the steps, one step at a time. So again, you can't see the staircase necessarily, but you see the first step you're supposed to take. Yeah, with the Page of Wands, you're meant to move slowly. But like, Page of Wands is giving me, you're meant to move almost with like the naivety of a child. Like you're meant to move in the direction that spirit needs you to move in, and I feel like that way is going to be shown to you. But don't but don't rely on your own thoughts and your own, like, your past thinking about things. Like, so you might be like, oh no, I can't move that way because I've done that in the past. Like, this is a whole new thing. Like, let spirit guide you through this process. Don't have judgments about the way that you feel you should go, or like, how am I trying to say this? The path might be shown to you, but you might have prior like judgments about it because you're like, oh, I tried that before and it's not going to work. Oh, I did this before. That's not this situation. This is a brand new situation, and spirit's really asking you to have faith. Like, in a way, let yourself be naive. Don't use any past experiences to judge how you're supposed to move in this time. Kind of be like a little bit carefree about this journey, which again is like hard to do when you're in this. But you don't need to be as reserved. If you're being led by spirit, let spirit lead, at this time, because you don't know everything. There's a whole spiritual realm that we, if we're not tapped into, you don't know what's going on. So just, it's like having blind faith, have blind faith during this time. And at the same time, giving yourself the time and space to heal, giving yourself space just in general, maybe not leaping right into action, but listening in to, like, meditating and listening to your higher self is going to really be what's needed, be what's necessary at this time. Because you need to hear the voice of spirit. You're going to need to hear those directions clearly, and that can only come in time and space where you are not listening to anything outside of yourself. So, I think we talked about this yesterday, is, social media and having the TV on and the radio on and everything else. It's like, oh, I gotta sneeze. Oh. And then I don't. So yeah, it's kind of like shutting out all the noise right now so that you're able to hear the steps forward. You're able to, because there's a specific path that spirit wants you to take when it comes to this new journey, but it's going to require you to find stillness and silence within yourself in order to hear the directions. Yeah. It's going to require you maybe some, like, uncomfortable silence. When you're talking to somebody and then it goes silent for a little while, and, you start thinking, oh, should I break the silence? I feel like you're doing that with yourself. Yeah, you're doing that with yourself, where you're just like, how long can I stay in this uncomfortable silence with myself? Like, maybe, you're trying to meditate or nothing is on, and you're just sitting in your house, no distractions at all. I challenge you to stay in that spot as long as you can, even if you're not meditating. And this message came through yesterday. Even if you're just sitting in silence, like, how often do we have time where nobody's talking to us, the TV music isn't going, we're not listening to our audibles, like, nothing's going on. Sit in that silence, because spirit has the roadmap for you. If not the whole map, it's got the next steps for you. So if you want to know your way out of this, sit in silence, embrace the stillness within yourself. Anything else, spirit? Oh, okay, hold on. Okay, a bunch flew out. The Six of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, Five of Swords. Yeah, help is on the way. I feel like in this realm, in this 3D world and in the 5D, you've got assistance coming. Absolutely, you've got assistance coming. Divine assistance. Like, there are people and angelic beings on your side waiting to assist you. You don't have to do it all on your own with this Five of Swords card. It's like, that's not the route that Spirit's asking you to take right now. You're not meant to do this by yourself. it's actually, I feel like whatever happened recently, hold on, let me sneeze. Whatever happened recently was divinely orchestrated so that you could embrace help. So that you could embrace help. I feel like maybe you're the type of person, and I can resonate, who's used to doing it all on their own. But truly, like, we're not an island. That's not the way we're meant to live. We're meant to be of service and and utilize the service of others in this life. So yeah, with the Six of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles, I feel like help is coming in. Help is coming in. An energy that's slow and steady and maybe has resources. You know, he's the Knight of Pentacles. Maybe this does represent a masculine person who's coming in to help. Maybe it just represents the energy of somebody stable, somebody rooted and grounded and knows the next steps. Maybe this person has the next steps for you, you know? Still though, even if help comes in the form of another person or the path comes in the form of another person, you still need to be aligned with this energy. So the message still is go in and embrace the stillness for yourself. Go in and connect with your higher spirit. And I feel like you're doing that so that you can be in alignment with these amazing things that want to come in and help you. You need to be in alignment. You can't be in the... Spirit's really asking, guiding you to be out of the victimhood mentality, stay out of the woe is me kind of like attitude about things, and realize that this is a blessing. It's kind of like you can't, if you stay in victimhood, nothing good will come. You've kind of got to be in the, okay, Spirit, what are the next steps? Like, and I'm not saying blow past whatever happened, but sit and process it. Sit and process it. Sit and heal from it, you know? Yeah, victimhood isn't going to do you any service. There are people and resources wanting to help you right now, but you have to get into alignment with them. Yeah. And you can only get in alignment when you see this for the blessing that it is. When you embrace it, just try to embrace it as a blessing rather than, you know, just seeing the rubble around you and being like, this, I'm destroyed, you know. Again, it's a hard thing to do, but I'm feeling really guided to tell you that that is the next step. The next step isn't a physical step necessarily, it's a mental one. It's getting into the right mind frame to even move forward. You've got to get your mind right before you can even will your body into the next steps. So yeah, it's a mental movement first. Okay. What more for the collective? Yeah, literally. Six of Swords is confirmation on what I'm saying. It's a mental move. Six of Swords is all about moving from somewhere that's kind of, that isn't in alignment into alignment, you know, somewhere from like rocky, choppy waters to calmer waters. So this is confirmation. It's a mental move first. It's a mental transition. And again, I can't stress enough how much Spirit is like, this is for you. We did this for you. You have to destroy in order to rebuild. Any advice for my collective? Because I know you guys are probably going through a really tough time. Like, I know that this message isn't as easy to do as, you know, as I'm saying it is. So is there any advice for the collective this morning? Oh. Okay. Yeah, Seven of Wands. This is the card of, you know, defending your position, standing your ground, and having boundaries on things. So what I'm actually hearing, is you might be tempted because like the shock of it all, whatever you've just gone through, you know, with this whole Tower card, whether it be like an emotional thing or a physical one, maybe you've lost your home, you know, that's coming up. something to do with you having to relocate suddenly, or something like maybe the loss of a job, something like that can really shock you. It's this card is telling me it's like you're meant to move different at this time. You're meant to have a different path. So if spirit's taking these things away with this tower moment, you're not being asked to go right back to the things that led you to that. So like, it's giving this example. If you lost the job, but you knew it was toxic, you knew, it doesn't make sense to go and try to find another job exactly like that. You know what I mean? Like, you've been pulled from that environment so that you can reach for higher and something that's more aligned. So it like doesn't make sense to go back into that same energy, right? So with this card, it's feeling like don't go back into old habits that aren't aligned with this new beginning, because ultimately this is a chance for a new beginning. So Spirit is saying defend what you know. Like, even like I feel like you might have family and friends that are like, oh, okay, well, you need to do this, and you're feeling all the while, I'm not meant to do those things. Like, really have your discernment and your boundaries up at this time, because people and different energies will try to pull you in the direction that they think, because people get scared. People get scared for you. I know family and friends, they mean well. Sorry, I'm so stuffed up. I don't even know. It's allergies, I think. Sorry, I'm like sniffing every 2 seconds. But yeah. What was I saying? Family and friends, they mean well, right? They mean well. But nobody knows what you have going on inside. Nobody knows your path. Everybody's on such an individual path. People project a lot. People project all the time, but especially during crisis, and it's like, oh, do this, don't do that. You're gonna need to stand on business, stand on what you know to be true. Again, you can only get to that part once you've gone in and sat in the stillness and gotten your own directions from source. But even if you haven't done that, sometimes you get an inkling. Sometimes you're like going with a job reference, you're like, I hated that fucking job. Like, it was bleeding me dry. I'm secretly happy to have lost it, right? So it doesn't make sense. Your mom's like, oh, well, come and work at my firm, and it's like the same thing. You really have to stand 10 toes and be like, no, I think this is my opportunity to do something different, right? So this is the card. This is the advice. Is don't go back to the toxicity. Like, there are so many, because what is that saying? The devil you know is better than the one that you don't know. No, that's not true. Something about the devil you know. No. First off, we're not going to any devils. I don't know why that came up, but like, if you're doing something new, there's a level of uncertainty. There's a level of like, I don't know, that's going on, right? And that's why it's important that you're being divinely led. You're not just like taking some kind of like random leap. You're leaping when spirit tells you to leap. You're jumping, you're moving when you've been instructed. And again, I feel like you're going to get help from the right people, the right places, and it's the way you're going to know that that's right is it feels good. It feels good in your body. This person comes in, or this thing comes in, this offer comes in, and you're just like, it just feels right. That's when you go. Not when whoever is telling you to get back into something toxic just so that you have some income or some whatever, or some housing. If it doesn't feel good, don't move forward. Any last messages, Spirit? Nope. Yeah. So the 10 of Swords and the 4 of Wands. This is you right now. Like, sorry. And again, I'm only laughing because I deeply resonate. This is 10 of Swords. You're done. Like, but here's the thing about this 10 of Swords is it represents completion. Whatever has happened recently has led you to like a completed cycle. There's no more to give in this era. There's no more like there's no more to give. There's nothing left for you to do. Like, the situation has been ripped from your timeline. Like, the timeline has collapsed, right? And you're on to better, like, you're on to a feeling of an alignment, you know? It's no like, in the background there's a castle, right? And so I feel like if this is maybe a housing situation that's happened and that's gotten ripped from you, it's like you're meant to find your castle, your home. The card says homecoming, celebration, harmony. Like, that's where you're headed. This is such a beautiful card to end with, because it's like the tower fell and then it rebuilt, but look how peaceful it is. Look how peaceful it is, you know? Like, so you're meant to rebuild in a more peaceful, more aligned way. Oh, I lost my veil. Yeah, Spirit's having me veil when I do these messages just for protection. But it don't work if I lose my veil. Hold on. Okay. There we go. Here we go. All right. So yeah, you're meant to rebuild. You're meant to rebuild in a beautiful way. I feel like this moment has led to a homecoming to yourself. A coming home to your body, to your spirit, to your mind, because like when something like this brings you on to your knees, you have no choice but to ask for God's help, to ask for Spirit's help. You know, like, these are the type of moments that bring you to your knees and really bring you closer to Spirit, to God, to universe, whoever you know, reference. And it's ultimately bringing you to your higher self. You're coming home to yourself. So that's what's happening right now. This is happening for you, not to you. Please remember that. This actually feels really beautiful. It feels like you're going to be aligned with peace. You're going to be aligned with harmony. Like, maybe you were in a really chaotic situation, the thing that's crumbled, and you're going to gain peace and clarity like you never have before. It's going to feel so good. Yeah, at the bottom of the deck, 6 of Wands. This is success. Success. I don't know if you can see that well, but she's on her white horse. Like, this is the card of victory. So I know this is, you know, probably really hard to deal with right now, but Spirit's saying there's a light at the end of the tunnel. It's asking you to kind of have blind faith and have patience with the whole situation. Have patience that it's all working out. Is this going to happen overnight? Absolutely not. But you're going to be working towards a better future for yourself. One that's more aligned and one that feels so good. You're making the life that feels good to you, not the life that you like thought you wanted, or your parents wanted for you, or your spouse wanted for you. You're rebuilding a life that feels good to you, feels good, looks good to you. I'm going to pull from this deck. Again, this is the Intuitive Whispers Oracle. Okay. What message do you have for the collective today? Inspiration hunt. That's what it says. Okay. Let's go ahead and read it. Okay. It says, what lights you up? What makes you feel inspired and alive? Perhaps adventure, being in nature, meditating, socializing, art, cooking. The options are endless. The beauty of inspiration is that we can find it in many places. It is an individual exploration into the self. This card is guiding you to go on an inspiration hunt and have a day dedicated to getting inspired in as many ways as possible. When you look back over the past year, where did you find inspiration? What did you see that took your breath away? Who were the people and what were the conversations that ignited excitement in you? What did you read that changed you in some way? Remember that where your focus goes, energy flows. So by dedicating time to look for inspiration, you will become more inspired. Okay. This reminds me of an activity that I do sometimes, where it's like, I wrote on my mirror, there's magic in every day if only you look for it. And it's like, we can go through our day being like, oh, this sucks or whatever, and focusing on the negative, or we can challenge ourselves to look for the magic. And magic is in everyday mundane things. I feel like inspiration hunt is like, there's a little hummingbird that comes to visit my flowers. That's magic. Even just watching my plants grow, coming outside so excited and being like, oh, there's a new leaf. Like, that's magical to me. There's magic in the mundane. Sitting with a nice cup of coffee on your balcony or, before the kids wake up. that's that's magical, right? Parents, I know you feel me. I don't know, dancing in the rain, things of that, sitting in the sun, laying by a body of water. So it's like seeking out those things in your day. Like, it doesn't have to be, $1 million dropping into your lap. Like, that would be nice. That would be magical for sure. But often in our everyday lives, it just comes from those like little magical little pockets of joy, little magical moments. So it's like with Inspiration Hunt, it's encouraging you to look for those things, look for the things that delights you, even just like going to a restaurant, ordering your favorite, lunch, your favorite dinner, things like that. So it probably feels like the world as you know it has crumbled to the ground. Yes. And I say this with so much love, but life does still go on. Don't claim to be the victim during this time. You're not the victim. This has happened for you. Again, I'm saying this with so much love because I know some of you are really going through it, like for sure. And my love and my prayers are with you for sure. But it's up to you how you deal with this. You're not responsible for what's happened to you, but it's your responsibility. How does it go? You're responsible for the way that you react to this thing. So just keep that in mind. You are loved, you are held. Resources and people are coming to help you. Angelic beings are coming to help you. And just know that, again, this is happening for you, not to you. So anyways, I hope that helps. And I hope to see you soon. Bye.